This is the rootinest, tootinest show this side of the Mississippi. This podcast is 10 pounds of crazy in a 5-pound sack. So butter me up and call me a biscuit, because you'll be as surprised as me to see what this posse of banditos has in store for you tonight.
Howdy, partners, and welcome back to Wasted Wagons. On this episode, we are going to spend a good bit of time talking about the upcoming holiday here in New Orleans, known as Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Much like our ham versus turkey debate at Thanksgiving, we're going to talk about whether or not we think that Mardi Gras is a good holiday or if it's just kind of overrated.
We're going to talk about king cakes and plastic trinkets.
We're going to talk about floats.
We selling used cars too.
And we're going to talk about catching those
fine quality automobiles.
cups.
And we're going to talk about them girls flashing, showing them
And
titties.
flambeaux.
All right, guys. Evacuating and arm flailing too, man.
We didn't get close enough to the mic to peek it, so.
Naked. Really naked.
Peek it.
That's okay. I'm not gonna edit it. I'm just gonna let y'all see just how horrible y'all sound.
So peek your pants and smooth thing.
But no, seriously,
I'm just gonna stop. people
today is
staring at me.
Friday, February 9th, and Mardi Gras is coming up on Tuesday in a couple of days. And I just wanted to get y'all's opinion on what y'all feel about the holiday in general. I know we're going to probably have some differing opinions here, but that's kind of what we're about here at the Wasted Wagons.
That's right. Well, Mardi Gras, for me, I got to work it every year. So, to me, it absolutely sucks. Right? I can't stand it. It's a bittersweet. Yes, I work, I make more money, but my family is going out and having fun without me, and it's sad. It really is. Every now and then, I can catch a parade. Like Saturday night, I took off, and I will be able to go to that the Kenna parade. But
I highly recommend another one.
yeah, I know.
It's
It's circumstantial with the work schedule.
I got you, yes.
But
I had one last night that was garbage in there.
ISIS is terrible.
But my memories of Mardi Gras.
to meet you out there? We'll meet you out there.
Let's get drunk like Bill
My-
Brasky, like get drunk in a bad
My
way.
memories of Mardi Gras are really not from now. It's when I was, a kid, a teenager, that kind of stuff. And back then, I absolutely loved Mardi Gras. There was nothing better than Mardi Gras every year.
Did you meet Jamie at a Mardi Gras parade?
No.
Because I think the first time I met Jamie was when we went to a Mardi Gras parade
Yes,
with you.
with
in
the yellow
banana,
bananas?
and the banana peel SOB, yes.
Yep. The banana peel SOB was a staple back then. Jamie's.
Patrick is confused.
Yep. Jamie's.
the vehicle.
He would love the truck.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
I think you would be,
That's
being
like
So
bananas.
when I first started dating my girlfriend back then,
I'm
now
talking about
wife,
dick-shaped objects.
Boom. Roasted.
her
Those
dad
smiling symbols.
used to have a big old
Sorry, Patrick, that came out wrong.
C10 pickup truck that was it was customized, painted real nice on the outside. It was yellow. It was yellow with some purple and red stripes on the side, and it had a nice engine in it. Like he souped it up. It was nice, and so we would bring it out to Mardi Gras, and we would park it along the parade route the night before and try to
Save the spot.
save the spot. We would sleep in it, party in it, whatever. Anyway, back then, Todd, Travis, Trey, I don't know.
Ralph?
Yeah, who? Ghost. Sorry. Ghost.
Oh, okay, the ghost.
AKA Ralph.
We all used to go hang out there, and then over time, the nickname for that vehicle became the Banana.
Banana peel.
So Banana Peel SOB.
I thought Jamie's dad had already had that nickname before.
No, I think we came up with that. So, but yeah, that's the memories that I have, and I would,
Why,
It was
why,
like-
why do you hate working during Mardi Gras? Is it because you got drunk SOBs falling off floats? Is it?
Oh man, it's crazy.
Kind of
One
stuff
of
you
it.
normally see
One
out
of the
there.
reasons is because I have to be there. know, like I mean, like
On the job.
I can't partake in
You
drinking.
mean you can't
and
drink
having
and
fun.
be wasted with everybody else?
Exactly. Exactly.
It might be
So
good to
then
be the responsible one.
I gotta be the one taking care of the
drunk
of
idiots.
the drunk
yeah.
idiots.
The ones that fall off the stands and break their face.
Exactly. So and then not being able to have fun with the family and bring them out there and
You really
You
have to
know,
do
like
that
the
as an
whole
accountant?
thing.
I thought you were an accountant.
yeah, exactly. But you know that's just my take.
He's a
on it.
risk management expert.
He's an apiary. Is that what it is? No, apothecary. No, I can't.
I thought you were a proctologist.
Some word. Proctologist. There you go.
But that's my memories of Mardi Gras, and that's when I had so much fun. And then, you know, now it's not fun anymore.
No downtown memories. Never.
Oh yeah. We used to go, you know, Endymion. I remember going to Endymion all the time, and
Downtown Mardi Gras days. Rex.
yeah, Rex.
Zulu.
Yeah, I will.
Checking out
Couple
some
times,
coconuts.
That was rowdy. A lot of people. You know, nothing like the Metairie parades. Like when you go to a New Orleans parade, it's like it's a whole nother world, right? You go over there, and it's if you're used to Metairie parades, which is more family oriented for those of you that you know don't know. You go to a New Orleans parade, and that's more rowdy. It's you know way more people, way more drinking, way more you know everything, and you know it's just a different environment, different atmosphere, and yeah, it might be a little funner, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. What about you, Biff?
I used to like it more as a kid, for sure. I used to like it when I drank heavier.
Oh wait, welcome.
I drink more responsibly now.
Welcome to the pod, Biff.
I've been on before.
Especially coming back as this is your third time.
I've been here the whole time.
I've been listening in, and I have some thoughts.
Yeah, we should do an episode on Biff's thoughts of our recording when he's not here. I would love to know what he thinks of this show.
Yeah. Special.
I'll do a one-on-one sit-down interview with you, and we can talk audio stuff and talk about just podding and just your expertise in line of work.
Okay.
And and just what you think about this group of derelicts we got here.
Derelicts? I haven't think derelicts in a while. I like it.
You're welcome.
But no, as far as Mardi Gras goes, to me it's a lot of work now for no bathroom easily available. I mean, going hang with Sean. I plan on hanging with Sean Mardi Gras Day this year, and we usually go catch Rex. Like
Just me. I don't know what y'all are doing.
Well, I mean, I met Sean's house. Yeah, I'm not. No one else. Anyway, I'm just saying that my mom and her friends, we have some close family friends that we usually do Mardi Gras with on the weekend before. But I don't know. I just got tired of doing it. It just feels like a lot of work. You know? I guess it's because we're encroaching 40.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. Now, if I had kids, I don't have kids, so like I know with them, like I would do it, enjoy it, and they get into it. I know it's also a bigger headache at times with kids. Like being honest, I'm not a parent, but I know watching out for them. But seeing them enjoy it, I think, would be a reason for me to go out there. But if I bring my dog out there,
You're not gonna barbecue on the parade yard? You know, bring one of those porta potty tents. Just take a big shit on the road.
No, not doing
Oh, okay. Shoot. You know, they do have people that do that.
I mean, I'm gonna piggyback on what Biff said though, as far as like I think Mardi Gras was a whole lot more fun when it was like late high school and early college years.
Totally.
Now I kind of dread going. New Orleans, first off, it's so crowded. You got to find a place to park. You got to worry about your car getting broken into. You got to worry about walking there and back. You got to worry about sitting in traffic on the way out. It's more of a hassle, I feel like, than anything to stand there and watch floats and catch beads. I mean, to me, it's not worth it. Now when we went back in high school and college, that was fun. You know, it was always me, Travis, Sean, Doug, Mark. We'd always go out and watch Endymion and Orpheus. And Sean would eat his fucking potato salad, and it was
Tater salad?
it was a fun experience back then. You know, I think we go to Bourbon Street a couple times, watch some
What's
chicks
on
flash
there?
for beads. It was a fun experience.
I know.
Now it's just
Cramming in one vehicle. Like
That's
everybody in one vehicle and going out there.
hey, Mike was talking about like the Metairie parades being more family friendly. I think even that has kind of turned a bit. I think crowds at Metairie are pretty much that of the trailer park variety.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue. Nobody's gonna argue that.
Well, I don't. The dynamics of the Metairie parade have changed a little bit now that they do the reverse route. I'm not talking about Mardi Gras. I'm talking about the regular
Reverse
parade.
cowgirl.
Yeah, the reverse cowgirl.
And Mardi Gras.
at Mardi Gras. But I think the demographics have changed a little bit with it starting on by Bonneville
Yeah.
and moving.
So it starts down there now?
Why does
Yeah.
that have anything to do with it?
Yeah,
Why
that's
does
why
that
it's
shit?
late on my house now instead of early.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because back in the day, if you remember, the
I mean, that's how
like
long
the
ago
rowdy
it was.
crowd in the Metairie parade was usually by Bonneville
Yeah.
towards like
That was
the end
that
of the
was
route.
past Bonneville. It was the
Past
Hurricanes, the Jiggers
Moby
crowd.
Dicks, the Jiggers, all that stuff. Well, now that it's starting over there
Mhm.
and going back the other way, that crowd doesn't hang
They don't
out at
have-
the
they don't
beginning
have-
anymore.
They don't have that crowd anymore.
They don't have that crowd because it passes really early.
Well, it doesn't even pass there. It comes straight down Bonneville and goes back towards Kennebrock.
You done already?
Travis can handle that stuff.
The hiccups.
One thing I also want to bring up, Travis and Mike, you might remember this because we were the ones that went to St. Mary Magdalene, and I remember that this was 7th grade year. We did like some kind of holiday survey right before Mardi Gras break, and you basically had the whole school pick their favorite holiday. You remember that? Do you remember doing that, Mike? I do.
Vaguely, yeah.
I think I picked Halloween back then because I loved Halloween. I still do to this day love Halloween. I love going to Sean's party, love getting dressed up, picking which costume I'm going to do every year. And I like to do that when I was a kid too. And back at that age, you kind of had the option of still going trick-or-treating or hanging out with your friends and just kind of roaming the streets. So Halloween was always fun for me. But I remember Mardi Gras winning, like in a landslide as far as like the favorite holiday. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was coming up. But I just think Mardi Gras is just a super overrated holiday. I thought it was back then, too. Like I said, at that time I didn't give a shit about parades because I think all I ever went to was Metairie parades with my parents.
Yeah.
And it was maybe one a year.
But
But
the
it
first
was-
time that you went to a New Orleans parade and you saw titties, then that changed, right?
Well,
the mentality
but it
changed.
wasn't just the titties. It was also the fact that it was probably if I'm not mistaken, probably my first time underage drinking and thinking I was cool getting away with it.
Wait,
Yeah,
was
we-
this
yeah.
was this the Mad Dog 2020 days?
Oh yes, too.
Shout out to the crack mart.
Yeah, shout out to the crack mart. I don't remember what street that was on. It was somewhere in the
That was on magazine, wasn't it?
magazine. It was a crack mart on magazine.
Yeah, that was on
I'm
magazine.
pretty sure they got busted for selling
Magazine
underage.
Balance was the crack mart.
There you go.
But next to Danny's Fried Chicken, I don't know the name of the store.
We'd get some Red Dog and some Mad Dog 2020 and some
And?
Wet Ice.
And Boone's Farm.
I never bought the Boone.
Boone's Farm.
Yeah, alcohol.
But we, they didn't card us, and I looked like, at that time, I'm
Smirnoffs?
sure I looked like I was
Remember
12 buying alcohol, so
I think
Walking out before my prom party with bags and stuff that were illegal for us to buy.
You
A
big
couple of
party,
guys
big
sitting,
party, huh?
sitting on the side of the building.
Yeah,
Looks like someone's having a party tonight.
big party.
Big party, huh?
But I think
Yes, I am. Don't rob me.
kind of like what goes along with Todd saying the first time we were kind of underage drinking, but it was just kind of the freedom of going out to parades by ourselves, getting dropped off, and or maybe riding in Mike's Mercedes with 10 people in the car.
As it bottomed
Travis,
out, remember when it bottomed
what's
out?
the best song that we heard in Mike
With
Mercedes?
the one speaker.
Juvenile, if you go and ride,
Go and ride with me. Mike, you remember that?
I do remember that. That was
First time I ever heard that song in Mike's old ass Mercedes that was dragging the ground with like
It
10
was
people.
dragging the ground. We were scared for our lives because we thought it was going to catch on fire. The fuel tank was going to blow up.
But Mike, I'm going to tell you this though. I always trusted you driving.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
No matter how many drinks this underage boy had in his system. I always trusted Mike driving.
We would fit like 8 people in a 5-seater. People were
8
literally.
pounds of crazy in a
No,
5-pound bag.
Cops, if you're listening.
We would have people hanging out.
No, we
the
have
fucking
a
sunroof.
picture of that though. We have a
Do
picture
we?
where we're all crammed in there.
Please
If I
send
can
it to
find
me.
if I can
Please.
find it, that's
Oh, it's
going on.
getting
That's going on the Twitter.
If
page.
you can find that, that would make my fucking day.
It's definitely in there, dude. I'm not.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
Jessica's.
I don't have stuff.
I think Jamie might have taken the picture though.
That's amazing.
But it's all just crammed into that in your old Mercedes.
So going back, I mean, this is like off topic here a little bit, but
Charlie
my
Tweed.
first date with Jamie, we were talking and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I got a Mercedes Benz. And I was like, hey, you want to meet me by the mall? I'll come pick you
I didn't
up.
say what year it was, but yeah. I got
So she walked from her parents' house to the mall to meet me up on her first date.
Thought you had money, huh?
It was her and her friend Danny, and I rolled up with the old, dilapidated, junked out, freaking hoopty.
1984.
1979 Mercedes Benz.
It was still old then.
And she like called me out, bro. She's like, what the fuck is this?
Hey, is this a nothing?
Said, hey, I drive.
Hey, it's a
Yeah.
car.
It's a
I
car.
mean, you were in
high
10th grade.
school.
I mean, what do people?
That was
expect?
that was the.
I mean, like, who cared what you drove?
The
Like,
appeal
you had a
on-
car then.
The appeal among our friend group was that somebody had a car.
Yeah.
Now Trey got a brand new Tacoma shortly after.
Yeah.
You
You were dating her since
Travis and
9th
I.
grade.
Wait, Trey?
Ghost.
I thought you were
Ghost
with
town.
me longer than driving age, like since like 9th grade.
16. I was 16. I don't know.
You know? 'Cause I thought it was,
15,
we had like a 9th
Mike-
grade dance picture. where y'all
Mike was the
together.
first in our friend group that I think had the car.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. License
Shoot.
car.
Do you, I mean, again, off topic. Do you remember even before the Mercedes Benz? Remember that time we went to Pensacola?
Yeah.
And my mama's Safari,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that whole trip.
the
I
Jurassic Park
don't
movie.
remember how I got there or got
I
to
got
the
pictures
school.
of that.
You went with us too?
I got pictures
Yeah.
of that.
You went
Pictures
with
of
That was when I was burnt to a crisp and like freezing and
Mark.
That's when
Yeah.
Dean
Yeah.
and all them
Mark
people went?
fucking
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel.
So the plan that day was, and again, this is off topic. We're not talking about Mardi Gras here, but that day we were all planning to take exams at Rummel, and then go to meet up at Todd and Travis's house, and go to the beach in Mississippi. And I show up, and I'm like, "Fuck Mississippi.
Let's go to Pensacola.
Let's go to Pensacola."
Was that when we all like spent the night at their house and then left at like the crack of dawn?
We love you, Gulf Coast.
No, this
Mississippi.
was
Don't
like a
listen to him.
midday type, mid-morning type thing. We just like show up.
Speaking of which, do
And
we
fucking
get
go.
store tickets or-
But anyway, Yeah, Mardi Gras.
Those are already gone, dude.
Yeah, they are. They got some on Vivid.
Do they? Well, yeah, they're gonna be ridiculously priced. if you buy
They're
them.
$50 up top, but
Randy Orton's still pretty handsome, right?
Same.
way off topic.
yeah, but
Speaking of, Creed tickets are already gone. I like Taylor Swift tickets. Yeah,
Creed tickets?
I've looked today.
The
There was
resurgence.
only single tickets available.
Come back.
There's a shitload of resale tickets.
Didn't your dad hate Sami Zayn?
I don't know what wrestling is.
Alright, back on
But
topic.
no, yeah, going back on topic with Mardi Gras.
Pensacola.
Yeah, we had tons of fun back then. We used to stand by Paran's only because the Ghost's girlfriend parents, huh?
Yeah, Bree's parents.
Bree's parent, the Ghost's parents. I mean, the Ghost's girlfriend's parents had a little place on that little strip right there. So we all used to go sit by Paran's. And do you remember what we used to do to get beads from the flippers?
We used to
Show your
say,
tits.
hey, 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 hey.
And it worked every fucking time.
Yeah.
Worked every time.
Or the plastic boobs or butt that I would wear sometimes.
But let's fast forward to adulthood.
Boobs.
Alright.
Mike already stated that he doesn't necessarily like Mardi Gras because he's got to work.
Absolutely.
To me, I think the fun of it has kind of gone out too. You know, I know I do like to catch a few parades a year, mainly for the sake of my kids, for them to experience Mardi Gras. But if I got to be honest, you know, Todd and I both work in education. His wife works in education. My wife likes to take her vacations around when we're off. I'd much rather go on a vacation every year than stay here for Mardi Gras, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think I can sit here and say that my favorite thing about Mardi Gras is the fact that I get off of school or for work, and this year we just so happen to have 6 days off, so I'm not complaining about that. Like Travis said, we usually look for Mardi Gras as an excuse to kind of get out of town. This year we kind of planned to go see Brian out in South Carolina, but we saw him last weekend, so we decided not to do it. So this year we're just gonna have to.
So, not
Sit
to
through a
mention,
parade.
like, a lot of locals leave, and that is a local tradition, is to leave from
Disney
Mardi Gras.
World is
Disney
actually a real
World.
hot spot for
It is.
New Orleanians.
It's
on
like,
regular time.
most people say Disney World's just as crowded as any other time because everybody goes over there for Mardi Gras.
Well, if you remember when the Saints won the Super Bowl, Mardi Gras was like the following week that year, and we went to Disney World, and so did pretty much every New Orleanian in the world. You know,
Yeah, we got a picture up there
everybody was
actually
wearing Saints jerseys there.
in the man cave right now. We have a picture of
Oh, it's a badass
Todd,
motherfucking coaster.
Heather,
bro.
and the Ghost on Tower of Terror, and we all happen to be wearing Saints jerseys. Each of us have a different player on too, which I thought was really cool.
I have Lance Moore, one of the most underrated Saints on the planet.
Like a Wilson Smith. Heather's got Drew Brees, and the Ghost has Reggie Bush.
The ghost doesn't hang around your family anymore? Just pretend.
He might, you know. I haven't seen him in a long time.
But does that, Sean? I know you bought a house on the parade route. What's your opinion of Mardi Gras?
I mean, it was definitely better, back in the day, but I don't hate it. For me, it's that if it's convenient, like go into this place like literally a block from where I park and then a block from Canal or Endymion. It's like if you have hookups and places to go, bathrooms, good parking, it can be fun. And it's like, but yeah, when it becomes a hassle, it takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, I think one thing Sean's brought up bathrooms, that's pretty crucial. Like, they're not always available, especially in New Orleans. What was that, 2 years ago we went to Tux?
No, it was Toth.
That was Toth that we went to?
It was Toth in
we had to
Mid-City.
pay $10 to use a porta potty?
It was Toth in Mid City, and I guess we parked right where we stood had a restroom stop right across the street, but it was $10 to use, and they gave you an armband, so you paid $10 and you got to use it all day. The most frustrating part for me was, I think we parked. I mean, I'm not exaggerating, probably about 30 blocks away, and I had a hard time finding my car on the way back because I couldn't remember all the streets. I'm not that familiar with the city to the point where I remember all the street names. So I had a really difficult time finding where we parked at the end of the parade. So yeah, that becomes another thing. And I remember the last time I went to Endymion, we mentioned Doug. This was how long ago it's been since I've been to Endymion. We went with Doug and Christy, and we parked at where Christy, this was before they were even married.
At the Cane Company.
Yeah, the Can Company apartments where Christy was staying. And the frustrating part then was finding the bathroom. And I had to walk about 5 or 6 blocks down the street. Same deal. Paid $10 to use a porta potty, and you're out there drinking. So every time you have to go to the bathroom, you have to walk 5 or 6 blocks down to use the same porta potty. So that definitely becomes another frustrating part of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been, 2019 was the first year going to this place where I'm going to tomorrow. And it started as my mom's coworker she had. It turned into a small world. It's a bunch of St. Edward people. It was before my daughter even went to St. Edward. But now we know a ton of people there. My parents don't even go. So we go. And last year, I went just me and Victoria because Sarah had surgery. But we were like front row because the guy puts up scaffolding. He ropes off the area. Kids can stand on things. And I mean, he swears up a scaffold. I'm literally front row at Endymion, like where I can slap the floats and stuff. And it's like they have a bathroom barely a block away. If you have all that convenience, it can be really good because all that, you can focus on the parade, be in the ambiance and, but that's the thing, not everybody has that convenience, that kind of hookup. Like the one year Doug worked at Capital One on Vets, and I could go in the gate, back my car right to the right. I caught so much crap.
Idiot boy set the alarm off. I remember
Oh yeah, whoever the hell that was. But yeah, I remember the back of my car was
His name
filled
also
with
happened
heat.
to be Sean.
Was it? Yeah. Okay. So it's
I'm pretty
like,
confident he doesn't even know what a podcast is. So.
you know, and then I have traditions with this family. We used to go downtown with this other family that we're good friends with, and we grew up basically at downtown Mardi Gras by a good old Toro Hospital
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
My mom used to work at Turo. We used to go up there between parades and the stands on St. Charles. We'd go up to her office on Winchell Square. Like, hey, we were just down there with them.
I
Like
remember.
45th floor and shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's good memories, but yes, Metairie Mardi Gras is definitely going downhill.
And I should, even as an adult, I would look forward to going by your house and parking at your house and having a clean bathroom to use and things like that. But now, like Mardi Gras Day in Metairie has gotten to the point where a lot of the trucks and floats have backed out to where it becomes it's not like an all day thing like it
It's
used
going
to
to be
be.
pathetic this year because they have Argus and one truck parade. One of the two truck parades is not rolling this year.
So it's going to be a very brief day.
Yeah, they moved. I think Argus has moved back to 11 instead of 10 because it'll be
It was
over
so-
by noon if
They'll be
they don't.
over by it.
They start so early. So yeah. But ever I've lived close enough, I'll go down there. If I live somewhere else, I wouldn't say I'd go there. But
Spend the day.
I mean, the only Mardi Gras day I did technically miss was the one that canceled in 21 because of COVID. And I mean, we went on a little trip and stayed in Alabama in Daphne. Went to the battleship and just did like a little mini trip out of it, wherever we could go, stuff that was open. But not that I wouldn't, if there was a trip presented to me one day, I'd be like, yeah, I want to cruise during Mardi Gras or something like that. But I do like when you have, like I said, hookups. I mean, one time one of my mom's bosses lived like right off the route. We went to like Bacchus and Muses and all these parades. And it's like as long as you have a hookup and somewhere close to go, it can be fun. But
It's Randy Orton.
Randy Orton with all those sleeves with the sleeves, he looks like Jack from Old Town.
So yeah, speaking of Mardi Gras, what Mardi Gras is not just parades. They got king
Patrick,
cakes.
what's your opinion on Mardi Gras? You've been kind of quiet over
Hey,
there.
you've been quiet today.
So Mardi Gras, like Mardi Gras on Monday, Mardi Gras Day on Tuesday. Don't really care for. I don't really work. I don't really go to parades on those days. I make a point to work on Monday, and Tuesday I go to one of my other accounts that's not in the city because I can't get to the Total Wine on Vets because of the parade that goes right in front of it. I used to march in parades with ROTC in high school, so I guess I've always liked the parades and enjoyed them. But I go to specific ones.
I was 8 years old when I realized Patrick was in ROTC.
I have. You've never seen the photo that I posted?
No.
I'll find one for you. So yeah, I did ROTC for 4 years. So and
Thank you for your service.
thank you. We did probably 4 parades a year, including Endymion and Orpheus. So Endymion has always been my favorite parade to both march in and to watch. Nowadays, we usually go on Magazine Street to Henry's. So there's a spot where there's a bathroom. And it's a good viewing spot because my buddy parks on the side street like a week before and leaves his truck there. So we just get in the back of his truck and catch all the parades going by. Other than that, like Mardi Gras for me is more about the bands.
Same here.
The floats are cool. Some of the designs are cool. I don't really care to catch anything because I'm just going to give it away or it's going to get thrown away at some point. I have no use for it. I go mostly for the bands and listen to all of those.
And the titties.
Yeah, but you don't really see those on the part of magazine that I'm on because it's way more tame.
I definitely like being in the ambiance and listening to the band.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm one that I guess I'm getting old. I feel like my dad, but I actually pay attention to the parade. I actually like to see which bands and groups are coming.
Yeah, I when it's time for the float to pass by and start catching things, I just keep my hands down and just kind
I'm
of
very
hang
big
out.
on
like,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's in there.
But
So you don't go, hey.
I
no,
definitely don't
No,
want to
Patrick
DJ
doesn't
anymore.
have a circle chant.
I do not.
Yeah.
We'll for Toth, we have some friends that ride in Toth, so we'll catch the parade by Henry's for them, and we'll make signs and try to entice them to throw. Like we'll make fun of like some how weak their arms are and challenge them to throws, and we usually pay for it. So
Pelted with stuff.
yeah, but it's fun. Honestly, my favorite part of Mardi Gras really right now is actually riding in parades.
Yeah.
So I rode
Riding is definitely fun.
last Sunday in Pygmalion, thanks to my work. Hopefully that's a thing that happens every year, but I've ridden probably 4 or 5 times now in parades, and it's the most fun just getting to be on the float, and like the things that like I don't go to parades for, like beads, I enjoy throwing them and like other little trinkets and stuff like that, especially to the kids. Just a quick PSA to the parents: I'm not going to throw anything to you. It's your kids first, then maybe like younger people.
My marching on St. Patrick's Day with the flower cane, I give 90% of my flowers to kids. I don't. I guess because I have a little girl. It sounds weird. I give my flowers to little girls, but yeah, I don't go kissing old ladies, and some of the dudes like brag that they like, oh, I made out with like 5 chicks. So like, I don't care. I don't need mono or COVID.
Yeah, the parades and the beads and all that, that's for the kids. So the kids, they get everything first. The parents and whatever that, you're older. You've been through this before, Mardi Gras. I'm not throwing anything to you.
The coolest thing is marching in a kilt and like having a flower in your hand until like some little girl and her eyes light up. And it's
Sure,
like,
it's always about
you make their day by doing that.
it's always about the excitement of kids and seeing the parades and the floats and like and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think I enjoy Mardi Gras more than most, but I'm very selective about what parades I go to and where, because kind of like you said, about having a spot and a setup where you can get to a bathroom, things like that. That's critical. I'll make a concession and like go early and park in this place, but I also don't mind walking. A 10-block walk is nothing to get to where I need to be if I can position my car to get in and out of traffic kind of quick.
Well, it's funny, like right now, Morpheus is happening right now. My cousin rides in that. She's been probably like since Nick's had that big mass exodus. She rode Nick for 2 or 3 years. But yeah, it's like we tried going last year, I think, me and my parents to see her, and the closest we could park was like 10 blocks down, maybe 3 or 4 blocks over, and my mom could not, she could barely walk half that.
Mm-hmm.
So we just turned right around and said there's nowhere to park anywhere close, and we went back and went and ate dinner. It's like, sorry, we can't make it, you know, it is what it is, you know.
I'm gonna jump in there and say like me and Travis haven't ridden in a while. I know Sean marches now, but he probably hasn't ridden on a float in a while either. But we all 3 of us used to ride in Centaurians, and I'm gonna say it was extremely fun when we rode. So going with Patrick said, it was if I still rode, it'd probably be probably make me like Mardi Gras, I guess, a little bit better. But I know the fee dues have kind of gone up. You know, buying beads kind of gets astronomically expensive too.
And one of the things that always bothered me about Centaurians was when you paid the fee to go to the ball, it was only for one, so you had to pay double just to bring a date, which was a little awkward. So I actually ended up never going to the ball because it was always double price to go to the ball.
But kind of going on what Patrick said as far as like giving stuff to kids, I remember like Centaurians released a bobblehead every year, and I think we only bought like 4 of them for each of us, and I kept one myself. Maybe it was 4 total between me and Travis, so maybe we said 2 each, and we kept one for us. I don't know, but I remember giving one to a kid, and he's like, "Is this a bobblehead? Is this a bobblehead? Oh my god! Oh my god!" And he was like so excited, and it's like, so I mean, to kind of go with what Sean and Patrick both said as far as like watching kids' faces light up and giving stuff to kids.
You might have started that kid's collection.
I might have. It might end up being like Travis and Moore right here. But that was probably one of my highlight moments of riding Centaurian. It's the only moment that really sticks out to me.
That kid's an adult, and he's like, you see that, boys? That was my first bobblehead. Look at all of them right now. Maybe this random guy giving me
this collection might have started.
You still have your Centaurians bobblehead?
I think we only kept one between us.
I still sit in my living room.
Lost mine in the house.
I'll have to show it on the camera next time. But
Mine's in the den.
I think I had to fix mine too. It fell, and I had to like glue its legs back on or something. But it's still there. Yeah, definitely ride again. I mean, if anything, like picky about throws, because like St. Patrick's Day, Irish Italian, because they throw all the produce and cabbages and all that kind of stuff. It's like beads are the least thing that I want.
That's a whole different animal right there. Is the Irish Italian St. Patrick's Parade.
Well, that's the same with like going to King Arthur last week. I caught a couple of chalices from the brother and wife. That was nice, and one of Sarah's friends. And you know, I got a beanie, I got a freaking baseball hat that has King Arthur.
King
on
Arthur
it.
has some cool
It's like
stuff.
I want everything
They got a
but
touch
the
plunger
beans.
up there.
You know. But they threw some cool stuff. Some
Touch
glasses.
plunger.
Oh yeah, Tux is famous for the
Plungers.
toilet paper and plungers and things. Yeah.
Uses his
The
the
fryers.
shoes, right? And did Nick's have something else?
Nicks through purses and yeah.
So just going back to Sean marching with his kilt on, he says it makes his day to give flowers to little girls, so he doesn't. You sure you don't want to make out with any meth mouths?
No.
Meth mouths.
If I give kisses, it's on the cheek. I don't kiss. You know.
You know, open mouth kissing ring.
No. No.
No.
I'm not tonguing anybody or doing all
Alright.
that shit.
Sounds good.
Except for when I see my girlfriend on the
Oh.
Some of
Oh.
those girls make out with them right might have had a penis in their mouth from 5 minutes before.
Yeah. Well, usually the dudes in the
And-
crew that
and not
are
brush their
brag
teeth.
about that are like
Ew.
kind of young, a little immature, kind of the types that would just bang
out
everything that walks.
So if you do kiss a girl that had just sucked dick, does that mean you suck dick too?
No, not technically.
Taking a weird turn.
Hey, I'm just
Before this
I might,
wagon,
Clarify
I might be
here.
drinking jizz, but I'm not sucking dick.
Wow.
before this wagon goes off the rails, Mike, didn't you?
What do
weren't
you mean before?
segueing into
Yeah, no.
something else, Mardi Gras?
So besides,
Mike was the one who Mike was just the one who made it go off the rails.
besides the parades and all that,
Earmuffs.
there's the other tradition of the king cakes, and that's one of my favorite things. Just every year trying to go chase down your favorite king cake and waiting in line and all this, all the stuff that goes with that.
Mark sent us a video today of the line at Randazzo's, and it's ridiculous.
It's really big.
It's really
Which
long.
I think where Mike is going with this conversation is we're going to ask around what's your favorite king cake in the New Orleans area, and I'll start with that because since Todd mentioned the line at Randazzo's being extremely long, Randazzo's does happen to be my favorite king cake, especially since the old Mackenzie's. Mackenzie's used to be my favorite as a kid. As I've gotten older, I've kind of liked more icing on the top than the powdered sugar, but Randazzo's is my favorite. I have yet to have a Randazzo's king cake this season because of the fact that nobody wants to wait in those lines.
Well, they do have the new thing out there now. They're called king cake hubs, and so
like corn up with king cake.
Exactly like
yeah,
corn.
Exactly
just,
like
just
that.
like that.
Like
Yeah,
the
it's
dry-
just
the
like
dry
that.
corn.
Yeah.
So you can look at a
You
picture
pull it up.
of
You
it.
pull up your phone. You look in a private.
But I gotta pick which one I want.
They verify your age.
Plus, you scroll on the toilet for about 30 minutes.
They use all pass trust.
No time. These hubs are.
No time.
There are other hubs in this world besides corn hub.
Totally different kind of hub. All right, go ahead.
These hubs go out. It's
Oh,
a company that goes out and buys all these different cakes,
So they upcharge.
and you go. Yes, they do upcharge. You do go to this hub place, and then you buy whatever you want, and they have them all.
ID.
Randazzo's, Dongfang, all the different brands. And
So
you
they basically
you
scout.
Long
they,
dong
you do pay a little bit more, but you
But
don't
at
have
least
to
you
wait
have
a
to
line.
So, yeah.
And you
Pay
get
like
what
a
you
fast
want.
pass.
Yeah, it's
You
like a
get what you
fast pass. Exactly. It's like Disney World, except for king cakes.
Yeah, for king cakes.
But it's just like Pornhub.
It's like, it's like,
It really is.
it's
Just
like,
like
a, it's like a fast pass Disney World porn hub. Got it.
All
For
for
king
mixed
cakes.
in one. But you get cake after.
King cake hub.
But my favorite king cake, and it's gonna be the same again. What Travis said, it is Manny Randazzo's, the original, iced. It's just amazing. It really is. Man, it's got to be Manny Randazzo.
Can't be,
Not the other
can't be one of the other
Randazzo.
siblings that kind of stole
You
the
know,
recipe,
Randazzo.
right? You can't do
Cannot.
that.
I agree with you, and I'm with you on my favorite would be the original.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy a good cream cheese filling as well.
See, my second favorite, I have to shout out my second favorite.
This is not an in no particular order.
So my second
Breaking
favorite.
the rules of the podcast.
Yeah, we can do it,
I'm
Mike.
sorry, but my,
So is this a tie or?
It's Hog and Mike time here.
no.
Sounds like
Second
you're-
place is first loser.
Nothing
My
wrong with silver.
second place
You
king
birth or
cake
by choice.
is a place not even in Louisiana.
What?
And that's
that's
it is. It's crazy, right?
no, not really.
It's
just-
Paul's
just-
Pastries.
It shouldn't exist.
Picayune, Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
They make an amazing king cake that I absolutely love, and they call it the Royal
I was
King
about to
Cake.
say, is it even a king cake or?
They fill it with all these different
Is it like-
jellies.
So how did you find out about
Jelly?
Is it kind of like champagne, where if it's not from the Champagne
You took a
area
shit
of New
on my
Orleans?
face.
Somebody brought it.
Nobody could pack it.
No,
Packing
listen,
them with jelly.
I think no.
Sorry,
Actually,
done.
Okay.
Jamie's brother was the one that introduced me to it, and then somebody that I work with that lives in Picayune, I kind of cornered one day. And I'm like, hey, can you bring me, Paul's Pastries king cakes when you come into work?
King cake before.
And every
It's like
year,
you
this
order it.
person now brings me Paul's Pastries king cakes.
So I'm going to jump in here with something a little bit different because Mike brought up Paul's Pastries in Mississippi king cake. Mobile is supposed to be the home of Mardi Gras, right? And that the original birthplace of Mardi Gras. Well, Travis and I went to go visit one of our old buddies, Brian, out in Fairhope.
Supposedly, because it might be fake news, but I don't know yet.
It is,
Paul's
but it's not
Pastries
like
or
No,
what you
the
have
Mobile
today.
thing. Go ahead.
Yes, there is some history that
Is
it
Paul
was
Pastries fake
founded
news?
in Mobile,
No,
but it's
Paul's
not like
Pastries
Mardi
is
Gras
legit.
Fake news.
So Travis and I are driving to Fairhope, Alabama last week to go visit our buddy Brian, who's having a gender reveal party. And we passed Mobile going into the tunnel, and they actually have a parade going on like right outside of where the tunnel is. So there's beads and like cups and shit flying over the railing and shit as they're going into the tunnel.
Nice.
So
Did it look like cheesy or?
no, it looked like a regular Mardi Gras parade. They had floats and everything. I mean,
Floats look decorated just the same as ours.
it's hard to see Mardi Gras anywhere else.
I think the way the history is yes, it did start there, but it wasn't like our Mardi Gras, and then Mobile stole that format from us. So
Gotcha.
I forget, but it was like basically Mobile Mardi Gras, like the 1900s, was like just flambeaus and random people walking down the street. It wasn't floats.
Which flambeaus are awesome.
And throws.
I love seeing the flambeau.
Yeah.
Smacking them with quarters.
Yeah. Seeing that grown ass men trying to pick up little fucking quarters.
And nowadays they're like, "Where's the dollar bill? Quarters don't give me shit anymore."
Right.
Inflation.
Inflation.
Inflation. Where's the hundreds?
I'm gonna slip them $100
Throw
bill.
like the old silver dollars.
Yeah. JFKs at them.
Eisenhower.
The title of this episode: JFKs at them.
Mark that.
But I'll go into what my favorite king cakes are. I mean, I kind of have it narrowed between two as well.
Okay.
One, sucre is probably my favorite. It just feels like the bread that they use is almost like a croissant, and it has like glittery icing on it.
Well, speak of
That's one of my
croissant,
least favorite. but
that's
keep
the
going.
Dong Fong one.
That's a good
It's a
start.
big croissant with that,
I mean,
that
it's-
whipped icing on top.
Yeah, fuck this guy, but the sucre is great,
Sucre can lick my balls.
Have you tried
and
it?
the gelato is really good.
Have you tried
Okay,
it?
I'll agree with you on
There's
that.
jelly in there.
I probably had a Dong Fongs before, but
Yeah, but that's exactly what it's a big croissant and then the whipped icing on top.
But they don't have the
That's
whipped
all.
on Sucre. Sucre's got like the glittery.
it's like glittery looking, and
Yeah.
it's,
I'm sure it's
Sucre is
really
just like-
fancy.
There's no icing on it. It's just like
But it-
glazed.
it's
Yeah.
good. It's
It's good.
It's
God,
hot.
that's God.
But also another one that's kind of like an honorable mention that it's kind of inching its way in there is Little J's Donut King Cakes. I don't know if you had that on.
Dude, Little J's has amazing donuts.
If you had the Donut King Cake,
No,
so it's
never
right
had
there.
it, no.
So Little J's right there on. Is it Hickory or Dickory? The one that David drives.
Hickory Dickory Doc. Yeah,
It's at Shimmy Shack.
It's really,
That's on Doc.
it's really fucking good.
it's good.
It's not.
Yeah, I can only imagine because their
It's not
donuts are really good.
It's not good. It's God.
It's good.
But because I've had like tasty donuts king cakes before, and they're good, but they're not Little J's California.
They're good, but they're not golf.
Little,
They're not- they're
Little
not-
J's
they're not
donut
back-
king
But
cake.
when you say
They're not
when you
taking away
say
the rest of the
when you
donuts.
say tasty donuts,
Man, pretty smart.
which tasty donuts are you referring to? Because they're different.
I mean, the one that I think I had the king cake from was the one that's like, what is it on? Clearview
Yeah,
and
it's
West
junk.
West
It's junk.
Metairie?
What?
Yeah.
You gotta go to the Kenner Tasties. That's a whole different.
Oh, the one that's all the way out there by like
Yes.
Loyola.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's a
Oh,
whole
good talk donut
nother.
shops. those
Bro, that's
guys
like way
make
out of my way, man.
That's a whole nother animal there. Kenner Tasties, if you listening, you're the bomb.
Little J's, if you're listening.
Yeah,
The donuts
little,
are
little
orgasmic.
J's. Yeah, pretty good.
Mouth orgasm.
Donut king cake or nearby donut place. You gotta be Joe's Cafe. That one's pretty good right now.
Coffee and. You ever had coffee and?
That's where.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
those are actually pretty good.
West Jeff orders the donuts from there when they do like
They're
breakfast.
donut hole, jelly donut hole.
Coffee in.
I used to get them because there was to work on Manhattan, on the West Bank.
But
On
they
the-
have another
Yeah.
place on the
Yeah,
West
still
Bank that I
working.
hear. I haven't tried it, but a lot of people rave about it, and that's the High Dough.
I know it's pretty
Yeah.
popular.
That's one of the ones that's on my list to try. But
It's one that
everybody's
obviously
raving
does
about
that,
it.
like
the
the big
wing.
bracket, the votes. You go on there on whatever
Josh,
it is,
Josh,
and
or
the whole
whatever.
thing.
Josh.
If you're listening, Patrick, what's your favorite king cake?
I don't care. I don't really love king cake.
No,
It-
not at all.
He said he would repeat.
It-
Look, you know what? I'm
Hold
not,
on.
I'm not.
Hold on. Most of the popular ones, they taste good. I just don't care to eat king cake. It just doesn't. It doesn't go out. I don't go out of my way for it.
You don't have like a childhood memory of eating like.
No, I've had it before. I've had it as from a,
Mackenzie's or.
yeah. It's just not a thing that
Take it
I
away.
enjoy or
Sounds like I could
Go
see
for
a
it.
Facebook post where
What was
there's
the
a
one where it was
Patrick
the
and,
four
like,
things
the
and it
king
was
cake.
like crawfish, king cake, boudin, and there was a fourth one, and everybody like you had to throw away one. Everybody was saying boudin, and they're like I said king cake. And I was,
Was it red beans?
may have been, and I was getting crucified for saying king cake.
I'd much
I was
prefer
like-
boudin over.
I was like, if y'all had boudin
I'm
anyways, they're pretty fucking good.
Crawfish is just bug meat, so.
Yeah.
Like
No
crawfish.
bugs.
but no. Like I mean, I've had rendezvous. I've had dong fong, and they're good.
Yeah.
It's just if they when they bring it to work in our office, I'm like, cool.
It's more of a.
I really
Yeah.
want to have a piece. It's
For
just
me,
not my,
it's more of a.
it doesn't do it for me like other people.
I think I had that same kind of attitude though because y'all both mentioned Randazzo's is just your top favorites. I'm not gonna dog Randazzo's, but it's basically just an oversized cinnamon roll. You know what I mean?
It's a
So
traditional.
what you're
dog.
saying is,
But a lot of them kind of taste that way. And I don't feel like Randazzo's
Well,
really separates.
that's where I was
itself
gonna
from the
go.
best, like the other two that I like.
It's not necessarily a brand, but it's like I'm sick of traditional because like traditional has to be really god. I mean, I like it, but yeah, I usually go for like a cream cheese and strawberry filled something that's got a lot of substance.
I definitely like.
Because like even today at work they had a Brennan's traditional and it tasted weird.
yeah,
Like,
well,
no.
I got one of those. Well,
Brennan's
my
are
mom,
nasty.
so it's not very good.
Yeah. And I've even we have a king cake social at work where there's all these different kinds and all the traditionals are just like whatever. There's like some pink one with beads on the top. I was like, what the fuck is this? And that's
Probably the
right.
Brennan's, huh?
It may have been another Brennan.
Yeah,
but
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that is one of the variety.
But there's one that we had. It had like cream cheese and strawberry in it. It was really good.
Is it Haydell's? Because that's my favorite.
It wasn't Haydell's. It was something called like Lilo or something. Something I had heard of. It had like a sticker on the bottom.
Haydell's is another one that has a line out the door too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just throw this out there. What if you go to a party and they have a Walmart king cake?
You just slipped that into the trash.
I mean,
Isn't that what Tom Brady bought?
It's like you gotta pull a Ron Swanson and just say like, "I'll take another, please." Throw it in the trash. Like each piece.
That
Can I have
sounds
another
amazing.
piece of cake?
Next one in the trash.
It's like he's like, "I'd like another, please." It's like, "Sir, you just threw the other one away."
Doesn't
I know I don't want anyone else to eat any of this.
Doesn't Mike
It's like
Idol
vegan
Tom Brady
bacon or
buy
whatever.
Walmart cakes?
I'm ready to buy Walmart king cakes.
So Biff, I think you just kind of alluded to the fact that that Haydell's is your favorite.
Haydell's, yeah. I mean, like only because I've had it most recently and it tasted the best. But I'm not a big
Yeah.
sweets person. Like I can take it or leave it. Like
Right.
it just that for me, like if there was one thing that had to go, it would be sweets.
If I didn't work in a fucking office, I would eat like a third of the king cake I eat every season. Because
They
there's
have-
always a king cake.
They had with my old job, like they would always have like marguerites and like all these other ones. And
Marguerites, I did
It's
bring
a
that
good
one
one.
up. That's a good one, but they're based in
They're like-
Slide L.
and they're giant.
They would open up a pop
I
up
mean, they
shop
have
and you'd have to like find it, like it was some scavenger hunt every year. My dad was on that. He loves marguerites.
Yeah.
Jamie's mom loved marguerites,
And
and then we found Coludas,
Kaludas is a good thing.
and that was like the.
I had that this
Yeah.
week. I had a Kaludas. It was like cream cheese and strawberry. That was pretty
After
good.
she found Coludas, we did away with going.
I'm kind of like in past.
Yeah.
chasing around margaritas.
So y'all were on the margarita bandwagon
Yeah, we
too?
were. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think if it was up to me, like I would probably eat very little king cake during the season. But every Sunday we usually go on Mom's and she'll buy a king cake. And you mentioned work at least once a week. Somebody from work brings in a king cake.
Oh yeah.
And-
Oh, I know. I mean, like I had it a bunch when I was at work. I'm like, well, I mean, shit.
Cake in the conference room.
I guess I should say it.
King cake in the conference room.
I mean, like when you're
Walmart
not
king
gonna
cake
have
in
it
the
with your coffee.
I'll pass on that.
I had, this week Heather brought home a king cake from because De La Salle was doing some kind of support the cheer team. And she's a De La Salle cheerleader alum, so she bought a king cake and I come home from work one day and sitting on the counter and I'm like, oh well, I guess I feel like I'm obligated to have one of these. To tell you the truth, this one wasn't that good either. It was kind of like one of those ones I had to put in the microwave.
Was it that winter one in the pig box? Yeah.
It was. I mean, it tasted okay, but it was like you had to kind of heat it up because it was kind of stale.
Right.
Like
That's what I find about traditional is that when there's not
Traditional is dry.
Traditional
Very
just
dry.
tastes like a especially when there's no icing.
That's when it's Walmart.
Have you ever
Probably
gotten
Dixie.
the little mini king cakes that they throw off the float?
No,
It's
I don't
disgusting.
want that move by.
Don't
not
ever-
like that. No.
don't
if you're throwing them off a float,
They're disgusting.
That's like those little mini fruitcakes in a box that you just use.
I would,
as a little
I would
stopper.
devour a Walmart king cake over eating one of those little stuff.
You know what I'm talking about? The fruitcakes that come in a boxes big and they like you probably knock someone out with it.
Big Russ used to eat those like logs, those rectangular logs of fruitcake, and everybody else would say it tastes like shit. He would eat the shit out of them.
I honestly like forced myself to develop a taste for fruitcake because we had a bunch of it, and when I was like, I don't want to waste it, and then well, this isn't that bad, but it feels like you're eating like dry gummy bears and like nuts and like it just is
Good cake, great. Fruitcake, nasty crap.
I mean, like it's literally, it's like, and then all these old heads are like, oh man, like this is the best shit
It's like when
ever.
they made a fruitcake. They just took everything
took
off the
one.
counter. Yeah, let's put that in there.
Let's dry this shit up and
I won't say who's, but I'll cover this up. The Knights of Columbus do a fruitcake sale every year. It's like, no one likes that shit but y'all. Because y'all have to be 65 or older to be in stuff.
Big Russ would have bought one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm gonna tie two things together here. Todd was dissing traditional king cakes and it's like Randazzo was saying it tastes like a oversized cinnamon roll.
Look, I like cinnamon rolls, but I mean, it's just if you're gonna bust it out once a year, a gigantic cinnamon roll just once a year, like what's the point of it? You know what I mean?
Cinnamon rolls are
No,
smothered in cream.
It's not really a cinnamon. I mean,
I don't know.
it's got a taste, you know.
Cinnamon rolls have a taste.
Yeah.
You ever had Gaston's from?
That's what I was about to say. I'm tying two things together here. Most people in New Orleans leave to go to Disney World. So is Ty gonna tell me he's gonna turn down a Gaston cinnamon roll?
I mean, I haven't had one in years. I mean, there's things. If you've ever been to the
No,
Magic
it's
Kingdom
just
for
there.
breakfast, Gaston's Tavern has cinnamon rolls that are fucking huge.
So basically,
Almost
they
like the
like
size
his
of a king
guns.
cake.
So basically, Disney World decided to move the large cinnamon rolls from Main Street Bakery, and they moved them to Gaston's Tavern to get them. So now you have to go, walk to the back of Fantasyland to get them. But they're like yay big, and they're really good. They're very filling, and they make you feel like you not want to do anything the rest of the day. But
it's not good to eat before walking through the 8 miles.
It's not good to eat before doing any activity for the day.
Just want to take a.
But I mean, I guess you do burn it off in Disney World.
Oh, yeah,
Shit ton of
that's
water.
true.
But constant fucking movement.
Should I eat it and rub it on my face? Yeah, with the hot pockets.
One question I have about king cakes though, before we kind of close up on this topic. It's kind of getting ridiculous nowadays. Aside from just the gigantic cinnamon rolls and just adding a whole bunch of other stuff, fillings inside, but it's moved past like normal bakery fillings to like actual fucking like dinner food fillings.
Savory king.
So what do you guys think? I mean, I had one.
with like boudin in it.
Yeah, I had one 2 years ago with boudin in it.
Yeah,
I know there was
that's
like
king cake.
I know there's
It's
one
not
with
king
like
cake,
there's
it's
one with
the
like almost like
That's a fucking hot dog.
like crawfish I thought it was one with like crawfish etouffee in it. So what do you guys think about?
Yeah, it's definitely.
What do you guys think about mixing a dessert king cake with actual dinner food?
Definitely leaving the dessert conversation.
What about the
here.
baby cakes that had the king cake on the hamburger bun? Remember that when they first turned into the baby cakes?
Yeah.
They had a king cake bun that
Yeah.
was on top of the hamburger.
Yeah, no
Wow.
thanks.
I don't like mixing
Look.
that.
Like I said, somebody brought the boudin king cake to work. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was okay. It wasn't like it was awful, but it's like you definitely can't eat more than one piece of that and be like, oh yeah, I want more of that. You know what I mean?
I don't like that. The
It's
savory
just not
king
king.
cakes.
The savory king cakes aren't king cakes.
And I think that's what they're called, savory.
I mean, like sweet and savory, like
Yeah,
savory.
that's what they call them.
So I'll just say, like, we said going by mom's house every Sunday, and she always has a king cake during Mardi Gras season. I kind of look forward to eating a piece with a cup of coffee. So it's kind of like when you're eating something that's stuffed with boudin, you're kind of exiting the dessert conversation, and almost
Not really a
making
breakfast.
it like a meal, like Sean said, it's kind of like a big hot pocket.
Mom dropped fucking king cake off in the house the other day, and it's like, Mom, I just had king cake at your house on Sunday. I don't really want to eat this during the week.
What
Thanks.
kind of coffee do you normally drink with the king cake?
My mom doesn't do pot coffee anymore. She does flat K-cup, so it's whatever K-cup she has available.
So you
Cinnamon roll
you
cake
personally are a more K-cup person? Or you
No, I like for a while I was using K-cups, just for the convenience of it, because I was always grew up on pot coffee, and then when the K-cups came around, they were convenient, so I did that. But then when I went back to pot coffee, when I started working at West Jeff and started making it myself, I've shifted that to my house too. I was like, potty coffee tastes a bit better than K-cups.
I agree.
We're just Colombian over here, baby.
At home,
K-cups you
Jamie
can't
does
roll,
the
right?
K-cups. But at work, since I got to make it myself, we got the big pot Mr. Coffee.
Which is another odd topic to put on this conversation. So I worked at Rummel High School for 9 years, and I remember when the bell would ring and there'd be like a 5-minute break between classes while kids changed, and teachers would run out of their classrooms, head to the break room, pour themselves a cup of coffee, go back to class. And that was like the thing. So my counseling office was very close to where the coffee was, so I would do the same thing. I'd walk over there, pour me a cup of coffee. My first day at West Jeff, I'm walking around with my cup, like looking around, like where the hell is the coffee? So I'd start asking people, and they're like, "Oh, you can bring your own K-cup machine, put it in your office, but nobody here brews coffee." And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! We're in freaking school, and nobody brews coffee." So we actually had 2 coffee pots here. One that they were both given to us by our wedding at the time. This was before my old house, and I took one that we never used out of a cabinet and brought it to work. And I started being the guy who brewed coffee every morning.
We had a guy at our job.
So I'm still that guy. I still get there in the morning.
Coffee plug.
So
Coffee-
do people
Coffee plug.
It was a
Do
pharmacist
people
at
mooch
our
off of your
So yeah,
coffee?
so our coffee is primarily supposed to be for the counselors and administrators who are in our area. But yes, you have teachers straggle in there and mooch. So we actually had to put a sign up that said the coffee is welcome to everybody, but please contribute, like bring cream, bring sugar, bring grinds. And yeah, very right. Or we even have like a little bucket where people could put $1 or change in just to contribute for somebody else to go get it.
That's getting stolen.
Oh well, but problem is the issue is nobody brings stuff. So,
Nobody brings it.
so it's kind of like people just steal the coffee and it goes for nothing. But
We'd have to bring our own. The office used to have the pumps, the big canisters with the pumps, and they had a sign above it that said, "When you hear the empty noise, start another pot."
Yeah.
And you put the big thing under the maker or whatever, but now we have just
no,
K-cup
or a
machines.
bucket of donut.
We don't even have the pumps anymore. It's just K-cups.
Coffee pots in my office, fellas, and I just split it with me and a custodian. That's it.
Well,
I thought all my
the
dad
coffee
did
pot
when
is
I was
in my
growing up
office
was
too.
drink coffee.
I have a K-cup thing and a regular Mr. Coffee. And but I don't use the K-cup. I just do the Mr. Coffee.
So I actually have a K-cup.
And it's community, by the way, community cafe special. That's what
I actually have the K-cup maker in my office, and then we have the pot outside in the common area of the counseling offices. So if we're out of grinds because nobody contributes and I have to go buy the next thing, and I need another cup of coffee that day, I'll use a K-cup.
That was a little off
Little off
You
topic.
mean coffee?
topic.
Top 5 coffees.
Top 5 QFEs. That's good.
Coffee brands or coffee shops? Ooh. Shops are probably a little more interesting.
I like it.
That's for another time. Alright, so I think we've kind of wrapped up and ready to move on from our Mardi Gras conversation.
You know why?
No, why?
Because it sucks.
Oh, what we're drinking, because I'm holding 2 Mardi Gras.
Good segue since we're and we'll let Sean start since he's kind of got a carnival beer in his hand.
I
So
got 2 actually.
what's everybody drinking today? Sean's go ahead and start.
Okay, well, starting, I have the Urban South Carnival Time, which says it's a sour ale with king cake. And it's got the Dong Fong Bakery's, signia on it. It says Nola East on it, New Orleans East. Dong Fong cinnamon and cream cheesecake served in a sour ale. It's decent. I wouldn't drink it probably over and over again.
And Dong Fong didn't do anything to
They
make
other
it a
than put
beer.
their name on it to make the sell cans, yeah. And this other one I have that I already downed is Tin Roof Brewing. Where the hell is Tin Roof? Is
That's Baton Rouge, I think.
Baton Rouge. It's called Crybaby Cream Ale. It's got the king cake baby on it, and it's ale brewed with cinnamon, vanilla, and nutmeg. It was decent.
So I had that one a year or 2 ago. I didn't like that one too much.
Yeah, again, it's not something I drink over and over again, but it's worth a try.
terrible.
I'm gonna level with you. This tastes like pure motor oil.
It smells like pure gasoline.
Is this unleaded? I'm
Stings the nostrils.
as per the use of as of late. I'm not drinking beer.
Okay,
Shocker. Although I did bring
Bougie.
2 sample cans of Absolute Ocean Spray infused seltzers. So it's a brand new product from one of our vendors. It's real ocean spray mixed with Absolute vodka. And there are a couple flavors like cranberry. There's a grape. There's a raspberry and I think another one. But I'm drinking RD1 bourbon finished in an Umbrana barrel.
Wow.
We're gonna shoot it later.
No.
He's like, fuck y'all. No.
How do you like it?
Can I have a
It's
sample?
good. It's good.
Can I taste your sweet nectar?
Yeah, we can do a shot of it. It's tasty.
Patrick, can I taste your sweet nectar?
Anytime you'd like.
So I'm drinking Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Peppermint Porter, and this is really like a Christmas time favorite for me. I was looking all over for it this Christmas season, couldn't find it. Dorgnac's, as usual, came through in the clutch. I found it at Dorgnac's. But it's really, really good porter, and it's got that hint of mint aftertaste that just makes it. It's not overbearing. It's just really good beer, and it's perfect for the Christmas time. I know Christmas time is over, but it's still
Which we're not in.
which we're not in. Thank you, Biff. But
Did
it's
you say
still
those bottles were covered in dust?
it's
As in
covered in
they were
dust, so
probably-
it looks like nobody touched them.
As in they were probably from 2 Christmases
But the
ago?
important part is I found it. Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Peppermint Porter brewed in Lexington, Kentucky. Oh, really, really solid beer. You should
The
try
only
it.
place bourbon comes from, right?
You should try it if you haven't had it.
The good part of that is even though they had dust, even though they might have had some dust on the bottle, it's probably still not as old as the Hershey's.
No, this actually fizzed up when I opened it. Unlike the Yingling Hershey's Porter that we received 10 pallets of.
Mr. Hershey himself is alive. Is that when the chocolate's from?
I'm gonna go with what I'm drinking is the oldie Sam Adams Boston Lager. To tell you the truth, I never really saw myself becoming a Sam Adams fan until we actually went to the brewery in Boston. And that if you have never been on a brew tour, or even if you go to some microbreweries, but you've never been to Sam Adams, if you make a trip to Boston, I think you need to put that at the top of your list regardless. Obviously, you have the Red Sox, which Fenway Park is probably at the top somewhere, but I would go ahead and put Sam Adams Brewery right above that, because if you...
Even above the Duck Boat Tours?
Oh, way.
Oh, way.
Wait, you dissing the Duck Boat Tour?
No, I mean, I thought it was one.
Which one? With Sam Adams, if I'm being honest, the Sam Adams Brewery was the highlight of that trip. Am I mistaken?
I wonder if it's still free, because I mean, it was free your ticket to get in was actually a beer bottle label, which I thought was pretty cool. I saved it in my ticket book.
I've got it in the scrapbook. Yeah.
And they bring you to this parlor at the very end. After they give you a really, really brief tour, and they give you 3 different kind of beers to sample, and you pretty much drink as much as you want for free.
It's kind of like unlimited pitchers. And the way they sell it to you is, yes, it's free, but they accept donations, so everybody felt obligated to probably give a couple dollars. But
Our tour guide was amazing. His name was Joe. I don't know if he's there anymore.
it was very, very funny.
Hey,
very,
Joe from Boston.
Very. It's Joe from Boston.
That's when you said Sam Adams was like, from Boston, those commercials.
But no, they do it right. I mean, they show you the ingredient room, they show you the brew room, then they bring you to the taste room, and you get basically unlimited pitchers, and that's where I actually kind of fell in love with the Boston Lager. So I'm drinking Sam Adams Boston Lager tonight. Very good beer.
Cherry wheat is the shit.
Probably maybe falls a little bit out of my top 10. I mean, top 5, but probably definitely in my
What
top
about,
10.
what about the cherry wheat?
Cherry wheat's
That's
good.
my favorite Sam Adams.
It's good. I
Cherry wheat.
like the Boston Lager a little bit better though.
My favorite Sam Adams, and I believe it was one of the ones they had in the picture, was the stout that they had, and I haven't found it recently, but it's probably one of the best stouts I've ever had. And that was one of the ones I believe they had in the picture with the Boston Lager and the Summer Ale.
I'm drinking an American staple tonight, Bud Light. Just joking. Absolutely not.
Rainbows on the cans?
Maybe. I don't know what they come
Skinny Dill
like
Martinis.
these days.
Not a koozie out there.
It's the same koozie I always bring.
Show it to the camera.
No.
Grumpy old man on the front.
This isn't a political podcast.
Fuck
That's
right.
right.
There you go.
What's political about his koozie?
So, no, I'm nursing.
Nothing at all.
I am nursing this beer here because I started some new medicine and it's not agreeing with me. But Andigator, Abita Andigator.
Ooh, try not to
That's a
get
strong one too. It's 8%.
Mike must be one to get
It's
frisky.
like the allegiance makes
Yeah, I don't
Funny
even think
thing
I'm gonna
is,
finish it. to be
When I
honest with
went to Dornax and got the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel, I wasn't expecting them to have it. The other 2 beers I was looking for was one of my go-tos, which is the Rally Cap Orange LeGrand. I love that one. And Abita PB and Jams.
Oh,
They did not have that one, so I found
I think
they
we
did
talked
have the
about the
LeGrand
PB and
Orange.
Jams last
PB and Jams are
episode.
delicious.
They didn't have that one, but they did have the LeGrand Orange. But I spotted this one, which I've been wanting since Christmas season. Obviously, the bottles are a little bit coated in dust, but
Does it have a born on date?
Born on.
1999.
Let's not look for more on dates because then we'll go look at those Hershey scores
Yeah.
that are still.
I'm done with mine. I'm done. So.
2016.
Still got some of mine.
Remember when beers had born on dates and I thought it was cool? It's like, so, hey, your beer's fresh. It's born on this date. Who gives a shit?
One of my
Yeah,
bought
that was
yesterday
cool.
said like drink by and had like April 24th on it. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I don't usually see an expiration on beer, in cans.
But alcohol doesn't really go bad unless it's like
Yeah.
open.
If
Right?
it does,
Beer
I don't
can
want
go
to drink
flat.
some of the things in my parents' fridge that have probably been there.
I don't know. I think I looked up that, and I think it does go bad eventually.
Bitter beer face.
Towards the end, that the
I think I still got some beers in that outside fridge from the last sweater party
Two or
that
three sweater parties we got.
Andrew Schmartz came to.
Well, we got a resident.
I'm sure it's still gone.
We got a resident alcohol know-it-all. I mean, what do you think?
About what? I don't dabble in beer
You know sake. Sake too.
and bourbon.
Patrick knows bourbon, man.
Bourbon.
Does bourbon go bad? After a time.
Not so much go bad, but it will get funky if it's aged super long. Like say when you get to
Funky like.
very like oaky wood kind of taste. So like you drink a bourbon that's like over 12 years is about the sweet spot, but where it's still good before it gets maybe a little bit too much of like a wood oak kind of taste to it for some people. But they've got bourbons that are like 15, 18, 23 years plus.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. It's very it tastes like the barrel it's in. So some people don't like
We
that a lot.
discovered that shit. Like, I'm gonna put this aside. In 20 years, this is gonna taste amazing.
Well, they probably discovered it in short term first, and
Yeah.
then we're like, let's just leave it in there.
Yeah, let's leave it in there longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just experimentation. Like, hey, if it's this good at
Right.
say 4 years, would it be better at 8? And does it get better? And what's the break even point on it being good and not tasting like
Right.
something that's really palatable?
Right, just tastes like piss at that point.
Yeah, I mean, but you go people go nuts for like, I mean, you guys maybe not the bourbon's bigger juice, but you've heard of like Pappy.
Yeah.
That Pappy
Van Winkle.
Pappy has a 23 year, and people go crazy for it because it's so rare and hard to find or whatever. But if you actually taste it, to me it's beyond the being quality taste now because it's so oaky, woody, and stuff like that. So
it's like Scotch, Glenlivet and shit. You know, that 20-year, all that kind of stuff. It's like it all tastes like Scotch.
And
those can be a little bit different because of like just the general makeup of Scotch and how it tastes compared to others. So you can find a Scotch that's much older that still has a lot of really good taste and quality to it. With bourbon, different kind of taste, and it's just definitely not the same.
Just to throw it off a little bit, what about sake? Is that the same too, since it's like the rice fermentation?
It's not aged not even close to the same amount of time, so you shouldn't get any of that too. You'll get different tastes based off of like how much they kind of not so much age it, but how much fermentation goes through and how it's distilled and how many times they distill it, things like that will affect it. But it's not really aged. It's not aged like a bourbon would be, anything like that. So the taste should not be anything like that.
What does Tiffany's mom say? Just like I like it, aged 18 years before he banged Paul. Before she banged Paul. But not to keep going on beers, I opened up this band.
Which is
Fucking Great Raft, Life Itself, Pickle Goza. It's from
You're in a
Street-
pickle.
it's
You're in
from
a
Street
pickle
Food.
phase, huh?
Goza ale brewed with tart pickle juice and sea salt.
Sean likes to pickle.
This tastes like fucking pickle juice. It doesn't taste like beer.
So is it not good?
It's alright. I don't know if I
It's
keep
not
drinking it.
Good. Is it refreshing?
you mind?
Go ahead.
Is it something you want a 6-pack of?
Probably not. But it's, you know. It's kind of
How
like
does that taste after you?
Can you show the camera the face?
it's kind of like the pickle vodka.
After your bourbon.
Again, this was like a $2.99 random buy at Total Wine.
So
you know.
it tastes like it came from like a quality pickle. It's just an odd taste, like with like being like beer.
Let's drop a pickle in a pint of beer. and see what happens.
Like a Bill, like a Balzic, is that what it is?
A Vlasic?
Vlasic?
Vlasic.
Is it a
Flaccid? What?
It tastes like
Flaccid pickle?
it does taste like a mini dill pickle, and it's not bad. I don't know if you could drink a lot of that, but it's not
And it's
bad.
funny, ones like this, it's only 4.5% alcohol. It's like, why do they, stouts and porters have like, 8, 9% and shit like that? It's like, come on.
It's because it's a goze.
Yeah.
It should be.
So Biff, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm not drinking. I'm sorry. I just recently, not to darken the mood, got out of the hospital recently. So I'm not drinking a Barks Zero, but I'm doing all right. I'm good. I still want to join the conversation, so I'm technically not a wasted way.
You could have got the Abita root beer.
I should have.
This isn't the Bar Zero though.
What's the, not your father's root beer or whatever it's called?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, not your father's root beer. But no, I just brought a Barks Zero. I normally be partaking.
I didn't know they
Some
had Barks
medications
Zero,
my mom
so.
doesn't let me.
I was today years old when I
I didn't
discovered
know
they had
that.
Bark Zero.
That might be something I'd buy.
It's legit.
So, I thought you were drinking a Pepsi One.
Bark
or
Zero.
Pepsi Max.
Zero sugar. Bubble.
Nice.
And it's black, like the can.
Yeah, it's, and my mom
To follow suit
swears
with the
that
other-
it's
All these zero
Yeah,
sugars.
to
you know,
follow
like
suit with all the
black
other zero
Yeah.
friggin' drinks.
Yeah, I know.
So crazy.
You had a color problem with the color black?
Why they gotta be
No.
black?
I mean, it's all the koozies. You got some questions now.
Notice the koozie.
Oh, no, yeah.
Not.
Oh,
I got this koozie from Frank.
A really good friend of mine got me
Not
this.
your Frank. This year.
Not the past 20 other years.
Well, we bought these koozies and we had the worst team in the league every year. So I'm like, your fantasy team sucks. So what we would do is take a picture and just cover the Y. It's like our fantasy team sucks, and then send it to people.
I think we're
Because
all
that
in
was
agreement though that, if we don't win, we won't get filthy. Shit.
Yeah, we'll try.
Unless Mike's back in the league. When Mike wins.
I won.
Mike coming back in the league.
No, no.
I won whoever plays Mark in the championship to win.
Mike said he's officially announced his retirement from fantasy football.
I mean, I don't know. I might come back.
Mark, if you listen to me.
I mean, you'd probably do more on your team than a couple this year that we had
Oh,
to
yeah.
literally call them and tell them to set their lineups.
Really?
Yeah,
Who was
pretty
that?
bad.
Just for
You can guess 2 people. That we just-
Valachunas?
Brian?
This
Shaved
number
out of our
17,
text
Valachunas
group.
lives like right around the
Oh.
corner over here. So.
He lives around here?
Yeah, he lives on Transcontinental.
He
My
lives
dad, my
between-
dad will stalk him. He was obsessed with
I can show you his house. He lives between
I'm
Teal
not-
and Harvard.
He's got 2 Mercedes in his driveway, big brand new rebuild.
There's a little basketball pool stuff in the back.
That's
I've looked up the house. It was like 1.2 mil. To think there's a house on Transcontinental worth 1.2
Yeah,
mil.
it's not even. It's not even a big house. It's like
I hate to say it, but
it looks like it's freshly remodeled. But
some of those houses back
Oh,
in
that's-
our Pontchartrain
That's
Shores
Valachunas,
neighborhood.
is that?
Yeah, he lives on Transcontinental.
I pass it almost
it's an
every
old,
day
it's
when
an
I
all
leave
white
school.
house, but
Right by the
it's-
levee by on
It was like
Pontchartrain
freshly
in our
redone, but it's
neighborhood.
not like
Oh,
old
yeah,
old
right
trees.
there, yeah, definitely.
But I mean, that's all.
But I'm thinking Transcontinental, it's no more than
Have
2
you seen
blocks
him out
from
there?
what's
Like, how
happening.
do you know?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Travis saw him out there one day.
That's how I knew it was him. I
Yeah,
said, damn, that kind
no.
of looks like the center for the. I didn't even know his name at the time. It looks like the center for the Pelicans. And then, sure enough, like somebody over here on our side, on the same street, right across the street, has a blow off abominable snowman, and they put the 17 Pelicans jersey on it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fishy.
Oh,
I
they
saw the
him
dude in the
around.
lineup in his driveway. He's got 2 Mercedes out there.
And I'll tell you what, when he's hot, like playing, like he's really
The balance-
Might just have to send the
but
kids.
he's not that.
Send the kids to go knock on his door just to get a picture and some signed 8x10.
With that said, Jonas, I know you're not listening because you're actually like playing right now, but we love you and we will stalk you.
And look,
We live right around the
We're
corner.
going to your house for Halloween.
And look,
We like your
We
hair.
would love to. We would love to have you on the podcast. You know, so if you're interested.
I mean, hey, if you are walking the neighborhood and you see him like doing a quick little jog with a hoodie on, just go get him.
Just get a little chloroform. Jump on his
Maybe
head.
maybe a stun gun or a tranquilizer.
Hey, that's what I do with celebrities, right? I go to celebrities. Hey, can you shout out Wasted Wagons?